We already knew Xbox was getting serious about handhelds with the ROG Ally, but now we've got our first real look at how it works, how games will run, and what the future holds. Today they dropped a video, a part 1 deep dive, and Xbox has revealed some major updates here. They've confirmed 60 frames per second targets, a custom UI, future-proof upgrades with the Ally X, but we still don't have a price. This isn't just a hardware refresh, in my opinion. It's Xbox laying the foundation for portable Game Pass to take over. Let's get into what they revealed and what they're still not telling us. Let's jump into it. This is the video that they dropped here today, and it was really good. Highly recommend it. It's only part 1. It's 4 to 5 minutes long, and they go over everything. The first thing that stood out to me was the vision. Xbox keeps saying the same thing here. Play anywhere on your terms. In fact, there are screenshots of their booth at Gamescom saying play anywhere on your terms. This is it. This is the future. This isn't just the device, in other words. It's Xbox's next move into becoming a platform and moving away from just being a box. And again, when you watch this, you can't help but think that. You can't help but see it. It feels like for the first time in a long time, all of Xbox's marketing, all of their messaging is really coming together and is starting to make sense to those who maybe aren't paying attention, to the casual fans out there. If you've been paying attention, you've kind of seen this coming for a while now. This feels like the first time, in my opinion, they're actually delivering on that play anywhere promise in a way that could work for everyone. I think this feels to me like the first truly mainstream shot at handheld Xbox gaming. Not streaming only, not a weird workaround, but a legit portable Xbox, and I'm here for it. I'm really, really excited. I very much walked away from this part 1. This is just part 1. I very much walked away from it excited, and I know for sure I'm buying day 1, the Xbox Ally X. Everything we're seeing has been positive so far on it. Now let's get to the devices here. There are 2 devices. We already knew that. There's the Ally and the Ally X. The Ally is going to be more affordable. We don't yet have price points on either of them, which is interesting. There was some leaks today suggesting that $549 perhaps could be the price. IGN interviewed the vice president of next generation at Xbox and said, "Hey, where's the price? Why don't we have a price?" They said that they haven't released it yet. They're looking at the macroeconomics here. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. Even with the leaks at $549, I think they're trying to hit that $499 price point. I think it's too good of press. They may be still negotiating. The one thing that I will say, a bad sign maybe, is that they've not yet released the price point, because we have a release date. The release date is October 16th. Where is that price point? Why haven't they released it? Maybe they're crossing some T's and dotting some I's there. It could mean that they're not all on the same page, because remember, they're working with the ROG Ally on this. They're working with Asus on this. How do they get on the same page? Again, it is just part 1, so they also might just have it. The positive take on this would be that they're waiting. It's a climax. You keep people hanging on for longer if you hold that price point till the last of these videos. I don't know how many series are going to be in these videos. They might have said, and I just missed it. But this was part 1. So let's say there's 4 parts. You wait until part 4. That way you keep everyone's attention, and then you drop that price at the end, and you get a big boost. It becomes a tent event in and of itself. So the Ally, the white one, is 720p. It is going to be more affordable. The Ally X is shooting for 1080p. It's definitely got beefier specs. They spent a lot of time on that. Xbox says this isn't about stripping games down. It's about making games effortless to play on handheld. Again, love the marketing there. Effortless to play on handheld, not stripping them down. Very cool. They had developers on from a variety of games. Doom is one of the ones that really stood out to me that you're going to see here in a minute on this video, where they talk about, it feels like you're playing on your PC. We wanted to make it feel like you're playing on your PC, and it does. It does support, both of these devices supports full Windows games, not watered down mobile versions. This has been a mistake that Windows has made in the past. I'll give you an example. When Windows dropped their Surface, they started with their Surface RT, and it was a real problem with apps. It didn't play all, it didn't do all the apps. They had to be apps specifically made for that. And then eventually they just went to normal Windows Surface there. But full Windows games, not watered down versions. They're aiming for, and they said this repeatedly, PC level fidelity in your hands. Again, love the marketing there. Love the talking points. They are nailing their messaging here in my mind. Now, I think if the Ally X really holds 60 frames per second at 1080p games, especially for some big AAA titles, you don't need all of them, but for some big ones, for its Doom, this might be better than the Steam Deck, at least for Xbox players. I think it's a better option for the Steam Deck. So if they can make that promise come true. It's going to be very interesting. I would like to know what you guys think. Do you think so far this could be a better option than the Steam Deck, at least just off of video one? We've still got, more details to be revealed here, but let me know in the comments below. Before we jump into performance that they talked about, and some details on performance, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. We drop videos all the time right here on All Things Xbox and Gaming. We talk, we hang out, we have fun. Like, subscribe, and don't miss a video. Let's jump into performance here that they revealed. Again, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second is some games will be able to hit the 120 on the Xbox X, on the Ally X rather. They're being transparent about it, and I like this. I think they're being way more transparent than usual. In fact, we just passed it, but they were just showing they're going to show how the games are, or they were showing off how the games are tested. So the 30 frames per second means that it performs well. The 60 frames per second means that it performs great. 120 frames per second is possible in some games. They're also labeling games that have not been tested. So you're actually going to get those icons showing up on each of the games before you play them. This performs well. This performs great at this frame rate. Maybe possible in some games at 120, and then you'll have a tag noting that as well. So you're not going to be shooting blindly in the dark here. You're going to be able to see and know before you fire up the game how well this game is going to perform on your handheld. I love that. I think that's huge. I think that's absolute. Steam Deck does the same thing. Steam library, games optimized for Steam, absolutely. They're also labeling games that haven't been tested yet, so you're not guessing. You're not saying, this game sucks, and you're not relying on the internet. You will know. This game has not been tested. This game is not optimized yet for the handheld. Absolutely love that. I think that's a smart move and a must. Now, they do have variable refresh rate support. This obviously is going to help keep things looking smooth even when frame rates dip. I think this is clearly a long-term strategy. These labels will evolve as testing ramps up. I think this is a smart move. Clear expectations stop the outrage before it happens. We know now, right now, the labels. Look for the labels. If it doesn't have the label, and the standard's been set, Steam Deck has already set that standard. That's exactly what needs to happen. It shows they're taking handheld gaming seriously in my mind. It shows they've taken a look and have said, okay. And that's why I think Asus is a great partner here. Asus has done it. Asus knows what works. Asus knows where the problems are. Xbox has been able to sit back and say, okay, what has worked for Steam Deck? How has Steam Deck evolved? How has Steam OS evolved? What do they have? What have they utilized the certification for? What have they utilized the testing for? What is players' experience like with those? They're not just shoving PC ports in your lap and saying, hey, here you go, fix it, and then you're gonna have to spend hours optimizing them. No, you'll be able to know right away. Okay, this game, I'm probably not gonna play this. It's not yet tested. It's not yet certified. It doesn't have that label on there. I don't need it. In fact, the label's gonna show up here in a second. Here we go. Performance and compatibility. This is the part where they go over the labels. Oh, there we go. I just had to bring it up. Hold on, let's see. 1 second. Where are the labels? I'm going to fast forward to the labels. Did I miss them? Oh, right here. So you can see this guy, or the Scowl rather, is playing on the Ally. Should perform well on your device. So when you hover over game, there you go. It'll be that little tag, should perform well on your device. That's going to tell you this should perform great on your device. Should perform great on your device. That's the 60 frames per second right there. And you can see right when you load up the game. In fact, this is why I've been complaining about this dashboard right here, this hub, the games hub on Xbox, because now you've got 2 clicks to get into your game. So for those of you that don't know, when you click on Forza Horizon icon on your game, it opens this up and then you click play. Now this dashboard is starting to make sense because all the details on handheld are going to be on that dashboard before you play the game. This should perform great on your device. It's Xbox Play Anywhere. It's handheld optimized. You can see right there on the side there. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's talk about battery modes real quick. You've got 3 performance modes. Silent will give you minimal fan noise. Performance mode gives you battery play. Turbo gives you full power, but obviously you're going to have a lower battery life with that full power. Also, you're going to have higher fan noises, etc., etc. Again, love the customization options here. This is very similar to PC, giving you these options, but you've got them simplified for a handheld for you. You've got them simplified for console players coming to a handheld. Plus, you've got the command center for fine-tuning the battery life, remapping buttons, and more. They show that off here as well. You've got complete control. It's a PC, guys. It's a PC handheld. I think they're doing a lot of things right. It's clear that they went through again, and they asked, what do handheld gamers care about? Who is our audience? What they care about is control, flexibility, and clarity. That's it. That's it. I think this might be the most customizable Xbox experience ever, including over your handhelds. I think that says a lot about a handheld as well. Let's talk about the UI and optimization, because this is where I think the entire game lives or dies right here. And this is where we're going to find out for real. So far, I like what I'm seeing here. You've got an Xbox custom UI for handheld. It's layered on top of Windows. It's a gamepad-friendly interface. You've got proper scaling. You can see it right here. Proper scaling for small screen, controller input optimized. And all the games are tested for UI readability, controller support, and there's no weird mouse or keyboard only prompts. They talked about that a lot. If it passes all checks, it's labeled handheld optimized. If it doesn't, it's not. So you know when a game is handheld optimized, it's got UI readability, and it's got controller support, which is huge for a handheld, which is huge for a console crossover here. There's even a new handheld optimized channel on the home screen to help players find the titles that you have, where it's going to show all your games, or all the games that are handheld optimized that you can play. This is going to be great for advertising Game Pass, obviously. This is the first time in my life I've seen Xbox really curate PC content like a console. It feels like Steam Deck meets Xbox Series S. It just does. I'd love to know what you guys think about the handheld or the UI that you've seen so far in the videos. What do you think about these customization options? What do you think about the handheld optimized features? Do you think that they're doing a good job with that? I think they are. Last but not least, let's talk about the cross-store library that they showed off here. The Xbox app will auto-detect your games from other PC stores. So all you need to do is sign into your account: Steam, Epic, Battle.net, Ubisoft, EA, GOG, etc., etc. Recent games from any store show up in your library. You'll be able to see them, and then you'll be able to install them should you so choose. Cloud streaming for console-only games is coming and is going to be a thing. Console streaming from your own Series X and S is something that PlayStation does pretty well with their PlayStation Portal device. I think it's a smart move. If you want to, you can stream from your home console. Basically, if you own the game somewhere, Xbox will find a way to play it for you, which is huge. I don't think Xbox hasn't made you decide where you buy the game. It's just about playing. Xbox is trying to be your all-in-one launcher. And if they succeed here with this strategy, it's hard to see how they just don't take over gaming. Honestly, if they can get everybody to use Xbox as their launcher built into Windows when you buy it, ships with Windows with every PC you have, it's big. They have a huge advantage here. What do you guys think this means for the future? What do you think this means for Xbox? What does it mean for you? My take here is I think they're officially in the handheld space. At least this is just after part one, I'm this excited. Granted, I'm a fanboy. I was going to be excited probably no matter what. Well, no, not really, because they've messed up messaging in the past. They've messed up messaging in the past for sure. But they hit every concern here right out the gate. Their tone is correct. Their messaging is correct. And you can see it really all starting to come together very nicely. So I think they're officially in the handheld space. It doesn't feel like they're just tipping their toe in. That was another concern. Like we've seen this game before, where PlayStation has jumped in, where Sega jumped in, and they lasted a year, they lasted a few years, and then they canceled it all. That's not what this feels like. This feels permanent. It really does. I think if the Ally X can evolve over time, which they absolutely hinted at, they talked about next year we're going to see, AI increase the performance of the Ally X. I think we might end up even seeing modular or upgradable handhelds in the future. You buy one handheld and you can tap on devices, you can change out, swap out, improve, upgrade your hardware on the device, which is super cool when you think about it. The future is handheld and PC. It really is. Or at least maybe it's not immediate handheld, but there's a segment of PC gamers that is a growing segment that is handheld. And I think it's huge. I think this makes Game Pass even more valuable because there's another device where you can play anywhere, and you can play with console power. Here you can play with PC power with no friction. They're trying to make it as frictionless as possible. I genuinely think this could be the end of Xbox only as a console mindset. We've been that way for a while now. There's been all the outrage from the social media bros like, no, they're becoming a third party. They're not becoming a third party, clearly. And I think if you go and sit down and watch this video, and everybody that does, you're going to see, oh, okay, I see where they're going here. Xbox is the app and the ecosystem, not just the console box that I have. And so I can play on my box, I can play on my PC, and now I can play on this handheld device. I think today's deep dive for me, it wasn't about the specs necessarily. It wasn't about the marketing even, although that stood out. I think they did a really good job for that. I think ultimately what stood out here is it really brought together in a pretty nuanced way and clear way, concise way, Xbox showing us their future and what it looks like. And honestly, I'm here for it. I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be huge. I would love to know what you guys think. Were you as excited as I am about what we saw out of this part 1? I'm going to be excited to see what we get here. Did this move you either direction? Let me know in the comments. Are you less likely to buy one now? Are you more likely to buy? Are you still waiting for that price point? Let me know. For me, it's moving me closer. This solidified my day 1 purchase of the X. As I signed up today on the email, let me know as soon as I can pre-order that bad boy. October 16th, here we come. We're a month and 2-3 weeks away. We're almost 2 months away. Never mind, ignore me. I thought we were closer than we are. Well, again, let me know in the comments below. What am I overstating? What am I understating? What am I hitting? What am I getting wrong? I read all the comments. Let me know. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is S1 the Gamer, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.